Scrooge and Marley were partners for I don't know how many years. But now, Marley was dead. There was no doubt about that. He had died this very night on Christmas Eve, 7 long years ago. Now, it was just Scrooge at the lending house of Scrooge and Marley. Everyone knew that Scrooge was a wrenching, scraping, covetous old sinner. When they borrowed money from him, they paid a big price. On this particular Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat in his office at the counting house. A grim, cheerless place if there ever was one. But the door opened so he could keep his eye on his clerk, Bob Cratchit, who only had a cold and dismal little cell of a room just beyond.
19, 20, 21, 22, 22. Let nothing you dismay. 23.
Bob Cratchit!
Yes, Mr. Scrooge?
Stop that infernal caterwauling.
Yes, sir. 9, 15, 17, 16.
Idiotic Christmas carols at my door. Go on, get away from my door.
Aww.
Go somewhere else and bellow your blasted carols, or I'll give you...
Why, it's custom at Christmas time. You know.
Yes, and I don't want any of your old customs. Take your fellow fools and go away. Christmas. Blah.
Right, sir. Merry Christmas anyway, sir.
Ah.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. A Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Fred.
Bah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. Now, I'm sure you don't mean that.
I mean just that. Exactly that. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you? You're poor enough.
Well, what right have you to be dismal about Christmas, Uncle? You're rich enough.
Bah.
Now, Uncle, don't be cross.
Well, what else can I be when I live in such a world of fools? What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills when you have no money? Merry Christmas. A time for finding yourself a year older and no richer. If I had my way, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Now, nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle.
Well, let me leave it alone, then. What do you want? A Christmas gift, I've no doubt?
I came to wish you a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
A Merry Christmas? Much good may Christmas do you. Not much good it ever has done you.
Well, there are many things from which I derive good, by which I have not made money. Christmas is one of them. I've always thought of Christmas time as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, hooray!
Let me hear another sound out of you there, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your job.
Oh, don't be angry, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Well, I tried, Bob. A Merry Christmas to you, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year, too.
Bah, humbug.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Bob, and the missus, and all your children, and to Tiny Tim.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fred. Same to you, sir. Good day, sir.
Good day, Bob.
Nonsense. Flummery. Talking of Christmas and not 2 coins to jingle together in his pocket.
Mr. Scrooge, sir, may I put another piece of coal on the fire, sir? My fingers are stiff with the cold.
Then put on your mittens.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is the firm of Scrooge and Marley.
Yes, sir.
I should like to see the head of the firm, if I may.
Oh, very good, sir.
What is it?
A gentleman to see you, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, really?
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Marley's been dead these 7 years tonight. I'm Scrooge.
Well, now, Mr. Scrooge, at this season of the year, it's only fitting that we who are more fortunate should raise the fund to buy the poor or some meat and drink and means of warmth. You may not believe it, sir, but many thousands are now in want of common necessities, and hundreds of thousands are in want of the simplest of comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Well, there are plenty of prisons, sir.
And the workhouses? They're still in operation, I trust?
I wish I could say they are not, but they are, sir.
Ah, I'm glad to hear that. I was afraid, from what you said at first, that something had happened to stop them.
No, sir. All these institutions that you mentioned are flourishing, but it's nevertheless true that some additional provision for the poor and the destitute must be made. A few of us are endeavoring to raise such a fund, you see. And what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. You wish to be anonymous, sir.
I wish to be left alone. I hope to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. Let those who are badly off go there.
Many can't go there, sir, and many would rather die.
Then they had better die and decrease the surplus population.
I quite understand, Mr. Scrooge. Good afternoon.
Cratchit, show this gentleman out.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Close the door.
Yes, sir.
It's too late to have you go to Parthagil's to collect what he owes. He'll be closed up for Christmas like these other fools. We may as well close up now, too.
Yes, sir. It is getting a little dark. Hard to see the numbers.
I suppose you'll want the entire day tomorrow.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient.
It's only once a year, sir.
Once a year, indeed. A fine excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Well, see that you're here all the earlier the next morning. You understand?
Oh, I will, sir. I will indeed. Good night, sir. And Merry Christmas.
Bah.
The office was closed in a twinkling, and Bob Cratchit, with the long ends of his scarf dangling below his waist, for he had no overcoat, ran home to as fast as he could to play with his family in the snow. Scrooge, on the other hand, took his melancholy dinner to his dismal house. Darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked it. He locked himself into his bedchamber, the only room in the house he used. He put on his night clothes, slippers, and nightcap, and sat down by the fire to take his gruel.
What? What's that? Someone's outside my door, but the door's locked and double locked. Something is coming. Something is coming closer.
Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Oh no, what do you want with me?
I want much of you, Ebenezer.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
You're very particular for a ghost. All right then, who were you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley, but you're dead. You died 7 years ago.
7 years ago, this very night. Don't you believe in me, Ebenezer?
I do not.
You doubt your senses, Ebenezer.
Yes, but because a little thing affects them. You may be an undigested bit of beef, or a blot of mustard, or a crumb of cheese. Ah, humbug, I tell you. Humbug! I, I do believe in you. You are a ghost. You are a ghost. You are a ghost, Jacob.
Thank you.
But tell me, Jacob, what is that chain you wear around you?
I wear the chain I forged in life. Made it link by link and yard by yard by my own free will. Is its pattern strange to you, Ebenezer?
I see you wear cash boxes, keys and padlocks, ledgers and bags of coin.
Yours was as heavy and as long as this 7 years ago, and you have labored on it since, Ebenezer.
Oh, Jacob, speak to comfort me.
Comfort I have none to give. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger. Weary journeys lie before me.
You travel fast?
Yes, Ebenezer, on the wings of the wind.
Bah, 7 years dead and traveling all the time.
7 years, Ebenezer. 7 years of remorse. No regret can make amends for one's missed opportunities.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence, they were all my business. I ignored them all. The dealings of the lending house were but a drop of water in the ocean of my business.
Jacob, don't take on so now, Jacob.
Ebenezer, I'm here to warn you that you have yet a chance of escaping my fate. Do you hear me, Ebenezer?
Yes, you were always a good friend to me, Jacob. Go on. How shall I escape this fate?
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Well, I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over with, Jacob?
Ebenezer, remember what has passed between us. Remember, when the bell tolls 1, look for the first spirit.
Marley! Jacob Marley!
Scrooge awoke. He was lying on his bed, and suddenly the curtains of his bed were drawn aside, and Scrooge found himself face to face with the unearthly visitor.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Who's that?
Ebenezer Scrooge. I have come for you. I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. I am here for your welfare, Ebenezer Scrooge. Rise and travel with me.
Oh no, not out of the window. Why I can't do that. I'll fall down. I'm not a spirit. I'm mortal and I'll fall.
I will touch my hand upon your heart, and you will be upheld in more than this. Follow me.
Where are we?
These are the shadows of the things that have been. You recognize this countryside?
Oh, I know every inch of it, every rock, every tree.
And that bleak building over there?
That building. Yes, I went to school in that horrible place.
Look through the window into that cold, barren room. What do you see, Ebenezer Scrooge?
I see a boy.
A solitary child, neglected by his family, alone.
Yes, that boy is me. Oh, I was so lonely.
Your lip is trembling, Scrooge. And what is that on your cheek?
It's nothing at all. I wish it's too late now. Nothing. An orphan came to my door singing Christmas carols last night. I should have given him something. That's all.
Is that all? Come, Ebenezer Scrooge, let us see another Christmas. Do you know this place, Ebenezer Scrooge?
Know it. This is the lending house where I was an apprentice. It's my old master. Bless his heart, old Fezziwig, hosting one of his Christmas parties. And there's Dick Wilkins. Good Dick Wilkins. Yes, and look, there's Mrs. Fezziwig herself, looking younger than any of them. And the tables, all loaded with roasts and cider, pie. Oh, what a jolly time we used to have.
That carefree young man with the light heart and the happy smile. Do you recognize him?
Yes, that's me. Merciful heaven, how happy I was then.
Isn't Fezziwig a fool to have spent a few pounds of your mortal money on this party? Is it so much that he deserves your praise?
It's not that, Spirit. Old Fezziwig had the power to make us workers happy or unhappy, to make our service light or a burden. His power lay in words and in looks and in things so tiny that it's impossible to count them up. He was good to us. Oh,
What is the matter?
well, it's just that I should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk, Bob Cratchit, right now. That's all.
My time grows short, and yet we have another journey to make. Come. This is our last visit to the past, Ebenezer. Here, in this little room, with a fair young girl by your side. Do you recognize yourself, Ebenezer?
No. Spare me this.
You're older here, a man in the prime of life. Your face has begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. Your eyes are greedy, the eager, restless eyes of a miser.
No, please.
She knows it too. That girl by your side, there are tears in her eyes.
But, Belle, Have I changed toward you?
When we were engaged, we were both poor.
Was it better then? Better to be poor?
Better at least to be happy. You've changed. You were another man then.
I was a boy. You blame me because I've grown wiser? Have I ever tried to break our engagement?
In words, no. Never.
In what then?
In the changed nature. So I release you from your promise.
Belle!
Oh, at first it may cause you pain to lose me. But soon it'll be dim, like a half-remembered dream. An unprofitable dream. May you be happy. In life you have chosen Ebenezer.
That's enough. Show me no more. Take me home.
These were the shadows of the things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
Spirit, I can't bear it anymore. Leave me, haunt me no more. Take me back. Take me back.
On the stroke of one, Scrooge awakened suddenly and sat bolt upright in his own bed. He remembered the words of Marley's ghost and wondered from which direction the second spectre would appear. Then, as he sat in his bed, he became aware gradually of a great blaze of light, which seemed to shine upon him from the adjoining room. He got up quietly, shuffled in his slippers, and opened the door. It was his own sitting room transformed. A mighty blaze went roaring up the chimney. Heaped up on the floor were turkey, geese, great joints of meat, minced pie, pudding, oysters, chestnuts, and bowls of punch. Upon the couch there sat a jolly giant of a man, who held a glowing torch. He held it up, high up, to shed its light on Scrooge as he came peeping round the door.
Come in, Ebenezer Scrooge, and get to know me better, man.
Who?
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You've never seen the likes of me before.
You're different from the other spirit. You're tall, almost a giant. Out of that great torch you carry.
Its light pours into the homes of rich and poor alike.
Spirit, take me where you will. Last time I went against my will and learned the lesson which is working even now. If you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my hand, Ebenezer Scrooge. Touch my hand.
Where have you brought me, Spirit?
A humble dwelling in a humble street, yet there is happiness here.
Who are these people? Who is that woman and these children?
I'm so hungry.
These are the family of your clerk, Bob Cratchit. They are not well dressed, their shoes are far from being waterproof, their clothes are scanty, and they have seen the inside of a pawnbroker's office. But they are happy, grateful, and pleased with one another. Listen.
Martha's coming.
Here's Martha, Mother.
Martha! Bless your heart alive, Martha, my dear. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Very late, my dear.
Oh, we had a lot of work to finish up last night and had to clear away with this morning when the master's party was finished. And
Well, never mind that, so long as you're here now. Sit down by the fire and warm up.
where's Father?
He's been to church with Tiny Tim. They'll be along directly.
How is Tiny Tim, Mother? Any better at all?
Sometimes I think he is, and sometimes I think he...
Here they come.
There's Tiny Tim.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Martha, welcome, my dear.
Merry Christmas, Father and Tim.
Merry Christmas, Martha.
Oh, Tim, you darling. Oh, Father, I'm so glad to be home.
And we're so glad to have you, Martha.
Are we ready to eat, Mother?
Let's eat. Come on, let's eat. Let's eat.
Yes, children, we're all ready. Come, take your places now. And Bob, you wait your turn. There's plenty stuffing and dressing and plum pudding for all of you. Martha, you take care of Tiny Tim.
Yes, Mother.
You see that he eats plenty. He must get tall and well. Now sit down, everyone.
Now, my dears, shall we say grace?
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved.
Oh, no, kind spirit. Say he'll be spared. Say he'll live.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, Ebenezer, the child will die.
Amen.
Amen.
Now, my dears, with such a wonderful dinner, let's toast. A Merry Christmas to us all.
Hooray!
And I give a toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast indeed, who only pays you 15 shillings a week. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on.
Oh, my dear, the children, Christmas Day.
Well, it should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks to the health of such an odious, stingy, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Bob. No one knows it better than you.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health for your sake and for the day, but not for his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
And I say, God bless him too, Mother and everyone.
You too.
Yeah,
I agree. Nice job.
Many visits Scrooge made that night with the ghost of Christmas present. Down among the miners they went, who labored in the bowels of the earth, and out to sea among the sailors at their watch. Dark, ghostly figures in their several stops. Much they saw, and far they went, and many places they visited, but always with a happy end.
My life upon this globe is very brief, Ebenezer. Tonight at midnight. Hark! The hour has come.
Oh, no, not yet. There are still more things I wish to learn.
These you will learn from still another spirit, Ebenezer. Still another spirit.
Scrooge looked around him for the ghost. It had vanished, and he found himself once more in his bed and his dressing gown and his nightcap on his head. He heard the clock strike, and then he remembered the predictions of old Jacob Marley, and lifting up his eyes beheld the third spirit. A solemn phantom, shrouded in black, draped and hooded, coming toward him, slowly and silently, like a mist among the ground.
I know you. You are the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You'll show me the shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Answer me, spirit, ghost of the future. I fear you most of all, yet I know your purpose is to do me good. And as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, lead on. The night's waning fast and time's precious. Spirit, why have you brought me here again? Here at Bob Cratchit's home. But it's not the same. Why is it It's so quiet, so very quiet here.
Mother, please.
Oh, my Tim. My little son, my little tiny Tim. I loved him so.
Oh, Mother, dear, you mustn't. It's almost time for Father to be home. Don't let him see you crying.
Yes, Martha.
He's late tonight.
He walks slower than he used to, and yet I've known him to walk very fast indeed, with tiny Tim on his shoulder.
So have I, Mother.
Oh, Bob.
Good evening, my dear. I'm sorry I'm late, my dear. I went to the churchyard today. I wish you could have gone with me. It would have done your heart good to see how sweet and green a place it is.
It's so sad, Father.
I'm trying to understand it, my dear. My son. My little son, Tiny Tim.
Oh, that's cruel. Cruel. Spirit, can't you give me one ray of hope that I may change all that? That Tiny Tim may live? Are these the shadows of things that will be? Or are they the shadows of things that may be? Will you not speak to me, Spirit? You have taken me to a common street? What can I learn here? Who are those men?
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer?
Well, I don't mind going if a lunch is provided.
Come to think of it, I bet I was his best friend.
What?
We used to nod to each other when we met in the street.
Spirit, help me. Who is this man that died? Is there no one to mourn this poor man? Spirit, you have brought me a desolate, lonely graveyard, but why? Spirit, what is that grave to which you point? Now I see there is writing on the stone. The name on it is Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh, no, Spirit. No. Hear me. I'm not the man I was. Why show me this if I am past all hope? Tell me that I can change these dreadful shadows you've shown me by living an altered life. I'll live in the past, the present, and the future, and I'll keep the lessons that they teach. Tell me, Spirit, tell me. Tell me that I could sponge away the writing on that stone. Spirit, I beg you. Spirit, I beg you. I promise on my knees. I promise What's this? It's my own pillow and my comforter, in my own bed, in my own room. I'm home. And the sun's shining. It's clear, it's bright. What a beautiful day. Oh, glorious, glorious. Hey, boy! Oh, boy!
Yes, sir?
What's today?
What's that, sir?
What day is it, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day! Then I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. All in one night!
How's that, sir?
Listen, my lad. Do you know where the butcher is? In the next street?
I should say I do.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Tell me, do you know if they sold the prize turkey that was hanging in the window?
Someone as big as me?
what a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk with you. Yes, young man.
Why, it's hanging there now, sir.
That's wonderful. Go there and tell them to send it to Bob Cratchit on Broad Street. Go along. Hurry. Hurry, my lad. Here, wait a minute. Here's the money to pay for it. And you take half a crown for your trouble. Oh, and mind you, Cratchit can't know who paid for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And a Merry Christmas, sir.
And a Merry Christmas to you, my boy. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. Merry Christmas! A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world. Hello. Hello. My dear sir, how do you do?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you, sir, aren't you the gentleman who came to my office regarding a charity?
Why, yes, sir.
A Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, sir.
Allow me to ask your pardon, and will you have the goodness to accept? I prefer to whisper this. 10,000 pounds.
What? My dearest Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
If you please, now not a farthing less. A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you. Will you do me that favor?
Well, my dear sir, I don't know what to say to such generosity.
No, don't say anything, please. Come and see me. Will you come and see me?
I will indeed.
Thank you. I am much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. Merry Christmas.
Next morning, Scrooge was early at his office. He went early for a reason. If he could only be there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming late, that was the thing he'd set his heart upon. And he did it. Yes, he did. The clock struck 9. No Bob. A quarter past. No Bob. Scrooge sat with his door wide open that he might see him come in. At last he came. His hat was off before he opened the door. His scarf, too. He was on the stool in a jiffy, working away on the ledger as if he were trying to reverse the clock.
15, 21, 6 and carry the 124 and carry the 231, 89.
Hello, you Cratchit.
Yes, sir?
Step this way, Cratchit, if you'd please. Cratchit, what do you mean by coming in at this time of day?
I am very sorry, sir. I am late.
You are. Yes, I think you are.
Oh, it's only once a year, Mr. Scrooge. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
I'll tell you what, my friend. I'll not stand this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, Bob Cratchit, I'm about to raise your salary.
But, Mr. Scrooge, are you quite yourself, sir?
No, thank goodness. I'm not quite myself. Merry Christmas, Bob. Merry Christmas, my good fellow. A merrier Christmas than I've given you in many a year. I shall raise your salary, and we'll see what we can do for Tiny Tim and the rest of your family. We'll discuss it this very afternoon, over a bowl of Christmas punch.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. To Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a supervisor, as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive the King. Let every heart prepare Him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and let
to